welcome, courageous Capricorns, Cancerians. Got Capricorn on the brain because Jupiter is changing sign into Capricorn in December. So I'll start again. Hello and welcome, courageous Cancerians. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com, and everybody has a really big month this month in the heavens because there's a lot going on. If you haven't watched me before do the monthly horoscopes, I'll just give you a quick rundown of what I do. I do a little bit of astrology, then a little bit of psychic interpretation of what's going on with the main energies for the month, and then tarot at the end. And it's just a quick tarot reading. You know, it's not in depth, but you know, I'm using different modalities so that you get a balanced viewpoint of the key themes for the month. Okay, so as I started to say before, there's so much going on this month because we have eclipses, a solar eclipse on Christmas Day if you follow Christmas on the 25th, and we have a lunar eclipse earlier in the month. So the solar eclipse is really relating to the masculine energies within, drawing up. Even if you're a woman, you still have masculine energy within, and if you're a man, obviously you do. And the lunar eclipse relates to the feminine energies, the deeper, darker, inner energies in the subconscious. And if you're a man, you still have a feminine side as well. So we are a complicated mix of both male and female. Nobody is 100% one or the other, or very few people. So if you imagine like a continuum, we're all on different parts of that continuum between male and female, and we also change throughout our lives. So you might find if you're, you know, in your 50s plus, 50s or 60s, that you're getting more in touch with your masculine side if you're a woman, for example. And we need both lots of energy to be able to, you know, exist and live a successful life, basically. Okay, so we have those eclipses going on, which are all about amplifying and transforming energy within. And as I briefly mentioned, we also have Jupiter changing signs going into Capricorn on the 3rd of December. Now, Jupiter's going to live there for just over a year. So it'll be all of 2020 up until December 17. And that means different things to different people, but whatever Jupiter touches, it actually increases. And for you, caring Cancerians, that is your 7th house. 7th house is all about committed relationships, okay? So not just personal relationships. We're not just talking about your marriage or your partnership with a significant other. We could also be talking about, say, business relationships, somebody that you've worked with for a long time, or somebody that's important to you in your work life. So you might need to be working, for example, as part of a team, and you know, you work with other people in order to get the job done. So this could affect those sorts of relationships, but these are important, committed relationships. These are not generally sort of relationships where you met a person a few weeks ago and you're getting on well. These are the sorts of relationships that go on for years and years and years, so significant in your life. Okay, so there's likely to be a lot more focus in 2020 and also this month in December on your committed relationships, and things will change, especially with the 2 eclipses there this month. Things are likely to come up for healing, and you might be renegotiating aspects of your significant relationships. Now, the 10th sees Mercury joining the Sun in your 6th house, and this is your everyday routine, your everyday work, your health and well-being. So you're likely this month to get messages about these areas in your life. You could find that you discover a new way that you can increase your vitality, and it works for you. You could find better ways of living your normal everyday routine, and lots of communications and messages going back and forward. And with the sun there, that generally gives you insight and awareness as to what's going on in those areas. The 11th and the 12th, okay, is the full moon lunar eclipse in your 12th house. Okay, so this is as I was mentioning before, the feminine, deep energy, and 12th house is a very strange place. So this is down in your subconscious, and it is referred to as the house of the goddess. There are really no words to describe the 12th house in its entirety. It's a deeply intimate, personal type of place, and the energies down there are very, very potent, and they really do steer our lives, although we may not be conscious of it at the time. But if we look back and reflect, we can often see different things coming up, and we know that we were not aware of those things previously. So you can sort of see where the 12th house, if you look at yourself and reflect and meditate on your life, you can sort of see those places where your subconscious is coming up and releasing old hurts and blocks and things like that, and also bringing up gifts and rewards. So I don't want to give you the idea that it's all hard work, trauma and drama down there, because it's not. That does go on, yes, true. And there's also gifts and rewards. So it can be simple little synchronistic things like, I need to buy a new pair of shoes, and then I go down the street to the shops, and there's the perfect pair of shoes for me right there on sale. So it can be little things, little gifts like that, but you just say, wow, that was lucky, and then think about it. No, there's no such thing as luck. I did that work about such and such, not having enough shoes when I was a child. I did that work last week, and now here's a pair of shoes. So, it's all about having the foresight and the awareness of the energy within, and then noticing how it plays out in our everyday lives. So with the lunar eclipse there, it's your 12th house, and that's going to really give you a lot of transformational energy deep down within, and then it will come out later. So when the solar eclipse arrives on 25th of December, then we may see some physical manifestations of the work that we've been doing under the lunar eclipse. Okay, when I say work, I mean meditation, self-reflection. I don't mean necessarily physical work, obviously. 21st sees Venus moving into your 8th house of intimacy and shared resources. Okay, this is really, really beautiful. If you've got a relationship that's close to you, that's really important, like a husband or a partner, like a romantic partner, a sexual partner, someone that you really share at a deep level with, Venus is likely to improve that. Okay, Venus is all about beauty, love, cooperation and sharing. And so to have Venus down there in your 8th house, in your subconscious working, and also out in the heavens working, things will go in your relationships your significant relationships much more smoothly than normal. In a business sense, you might find that the team that you're working with is really getting things done in a very smooth way and in a balanced way, and so you're really getting an item or a product or whatever you're working on, you're really getting the project done to a high level. So appreciation of beauty, good luck also. Venus can bring good luck with regard to relationships. If you've been in a sort of a relationship that's kind of just sort of sitting there and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere, it could go to the next step under this influence. It could go to a deeper level, so it becomes more committed, because Venus loves a committed relationship. So you've got that 8th house energy there around sex and intimacy, and that's sort of like the lubrication to a deeper level of togetherness, if that makes sense. 22nd sees the sun in the 7th house And the 25th sees the new moon solar eclipse also in the 7th house. So again, about your committed relationships. So insight, happiness. So by that date, towards the end of the month, their relationships would have gone through a lot, and they should come to a place where you know one way or the other where you are. And Venus is working there to get a committed, happy, loving, nurturing type of energy going between the two of you. Okay, so that's the astrology part. I hope you can follow what I'm saying. And now I'll just do a quick psychic summary for you for the month for caring Cancerians, December 2019. Okay, all right. Okay, two things I see. First is like a mirror with a frame around it, and it's like you are going to be reflected in other people's actions. So this mirror, you are a mirror to what is going on, or other people are a mirror to you. So you can see if somebody's acting a bit strangely, you can say, what's my part in that? How did I contribute to that? But then it changes as I'm watching it, and I see this situation, even if there's a few bumps initially, it leads to a greater well-being or increased amount of energy or vitality for you. Because then I see in the mirror this beautiful river coming down and these waterfalls. So you know when you go over, like the water travelling over the rocks, it's a bit turbulent, a bit rocky, and then the water goes into a beautiful water hole, and that is your life force. And I feel like you might go through a bit of a rocky sort of period. It's not that turbulent, but a little bit. And then this beautiful amount of energy coming through, so that you'll be feeling much better than what you do now. And that could be just in yourself, in your physical body, or in your emotional life, or in your relationships as well. Okay, so let's now have a look at the board here, and I'm going to draw some cards, just one card for each week of the month. So I'll draw 4 cards, the last card will have 10 days. Okay, so this is our board, and I've already shuffled up the cards previously, so but I like them fresh, so I'll give them a quick shuffle now again. And they're flying all over the place. They're just so eager to get out and to express themselves today. All right, so caring Cancerians, December 2019, the first week. All right, let's see. There's some energy there. And here we have the Queen of Wands. Alrighty, this is about being super inspired to get your brilliant flashes out into the world in some way. This is going to be a source of happiness and awareness and insight for you. And you've got the sunflowers here in the background that you can see. Also the Queen here is holding a baseball bat. So she means business. This is not a willy-nilly sort of vague, limp sort of card. This is about her getting her projects commenced and getting on with the job. Really achieving. You see she has a wild cat down the bottom here, which is sort of like a Bengal cat, in fact. I've got 2 Bengal cats myself. This is a wild energy, but it's a very beautiful energy, and an energy that is intelligent, that really goes with intuition and instinct, very instinctual. So this is about your gut feelings, really listening to your gut and getting stuff out into the world and done. See, she's dressed in blue there. Okay, all about self-expression. And it's really important to express yourself in an appropriate way. And see around her waist, she's got gold around her waist, the solar plexus. Credibility, self-esteem, confidence. If you have an issue with confidence, you can ask this energy, the Queen of Wands, to help you bring your own natural confidence into whatever you're doing. Okay, that's beautiful. First week of the month. Alrighty, let's go with the second card, the second week of the month for caring Cancerians, and this one jumps out, and it's the Hangman. Okay, don't freak out. It's not a bad card. This is the learning of patience. We start off with all these wonderful things happening for projects, and then we have to wait. It takes time. You might have done your bit in the project, but then you have to wait perhaps on other people. And believe me, I know how frustrating that can be. Waiting. But all the T's have to be crossed and all the I's have to be dotted and all the little ducks have to be in a row. So, things can work out. But it's just for a time, okay? It's not forever. So you'll be waiting patiently for something to happen. It's a bit like being pregnant. You know right at the end that you're going to have a baby soon. But, as to the exact day and time, unless you have a cesarean, you won't really know. You just know the baby's coming and you say, get this baby out of me, and the baby will come when the baby is ready. Okay? So that goes for your special projects or your deepest heart's desires. So it might be, for example, you're waiting for a specific person in a relationship. Okay? And if you are, put a time limit on that. Don't let the time blow out for years and years. Literally, I have read for women that have waited 20 years for a man. Don't do that stuff. Don't wait around for men. Get on with your life. That's my advice there. I'm not being psychic when I say that. It's just my personal opinion, which is different to being psychic, of course. Okay, now let's look at the third week of December. Third week of December for caring Cancerians. That one. Okay, Pentacles. And this is the six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles. This is great. If you've had some issues with money, this is going to bring you increased income from some unexpected source. You do need to be careful you don't overspend with this card. I'm just getting the vibe spiritually that yes, money coming in and money going out. So you can see the money going out here, and you've got to weigh up almost like a Libran set of scales here. You've got to weigh up how much money you spend as to what your income is coming in. So be careful of overspending, but this is a good sign. Indicates success financially or on the physical level. Could also be to do with possessions or what you value, but often it is money. In today's society, that's how things seem to work. Money seems to have a super important place today, maybe given too much credence, in fact. Okay, we need to live a balanced life and not let money take over, because it's not the be all and end all. But this is a really fortunate energy in the third week, which is Christmas time, of course, if you celebrate Christmas. Okay, so maybe here, instead of having a great big Christmas do, maybe you can shortcut it and not consume so much. Maybe make some cakes, make some lollies if you can cook, or candies, whatever you call them, and give them away as presents rather than buying things. Okay, consuming less is really indicated in today's world, especially with climate change, and also I do believe there's a relationship between consumption, climate change and the earth, and inflammation in our bodies. And so this Christmas, it's great if you can consume less and give perhaps more thoughtful handmade type gifts if you're up to it. Okay, looking at the last 10 days or so of the month, 9 days from the 21st on, last 9, whatever it is, 30 days have September, April, June and November, all the rest have 31, it's 31 days in December. Okay, 10 days of the month with this card for caring Cancerian. Oh, that one's hot. And it's the Page of Swords. Alrighty, good news coming to you. Swords are all about thinking, analysing, cutting, maybe cutting back, maybe, as part of this energy here in the Christmas week, perhaps you've decided to cut back, and you can analyse and dissect and classify what areas of your life you can cut back on. But this is about making a decision that comes about through a lot of thought. Okay, so swords are all about thinking. See up here in the top sky, there are lots of birds. So there's a freedom in this. If you're eating less, for example, don't picture it in your mind as being a punishment. Picture it as being a way to freedom. Okay, eating less is one way of obtaining a new freedom. There's freedom in making a plan, thinking about it, developing a strategy, and then taking action and putting it into the physical world. Okay, so, and good news around it. Okay, so use that. That's a sort of masculine, a more masculine type of energy to consider areas in your life where you can cut back. Alrighty, so I'll just close my eyes again and just see if I can get a few words for you Cancerians to, as a theme. All right, I'm right out in space. And it's like I'm out in the universe, in the Milky Way, and yet there's some clouds at the bottom. I don't know why there's clouds in space, but that's what I see. And clouds at the bottom, and they're blowing away. Okay, so the picture is becoming clearer for you on a spiritual level. And you may find that in your physical life, maybe nothing's changed, but on a spiritual level, it's all happening. And so it's just a matter of time before it plays out in physical. It takes a little bit of time to go from the spiritual domain through all of the realms, such as thinking, such as the emotions, and into your physical life. But there will be physical manifestations as a result of all of these changes in the heavens in the month of December. So I feel really actually excited for you, and quite happy. I get a sense, actually I can even see them with my eyes open. There's lots of flowers here, and that indicates this is for your greater good and your happiness, caring Cancerians. You may, I don't want to put a downer on this, because this is not a downer, this is a happy thing, and you could cut things out of your life that have been holding you back. So don't feel sad about that, because if you do, it might seem to be a hard decision at the time, but cutting those things out, especially towards the end of the month, that's going to lead to your greater happiness, okay? Because I can see those flowers right around here. Even with my eyes open, they're so strong. Okay, thanks so much for listening in today. I hope that's helped you. Please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you can see when I'm doing videos. I do these astro, horoscope, tarot, psychic readings every month. So I'll be going on to the next star sign soon, which is lovely Leo. Okay, have a wonderful month, and do enjoy your Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Thanks so much, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.